Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Still playing around with this. This is part three. If you didn't watch part one or two, you might be a little bit confused. But I, after I did something, I put another one in the center. So what we're going to do, we're going to just kind of like draw this. I've already got an indexing line. My favorite way to make a shape is hold down the control button and make a perfect square. Get the shape tool and hold down the control button and round off these corners. And that gives me that shape. Now it's at an angle, so I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees to get it straight up and down. And then I'm going to squeeze it to kind of get a, well, that's not a very good example. It looks kind of hardcore or stiff. Let me back up a little bit and maybe just squeeze it a little bit. You know, I didn't actually do this on the first one, but it'll work. You'll get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and hit P, put it in the center page, which in this case doesn't really help you that much. But I'm going to start moving and hold it up. And if I hold down the control button, it'll stay in the center of the page vertically. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate. I'm going to double click on the rotation. Double click on the rotation and move the rotation in the center of the page. Now I always click off of it and click back to see if I'm there. I'm not. And I'm using somebody else's Corel that I don't have my alternate C. So there it is. And I'm going to, okay, you notice that it's already rotated. That causes a little bit of problem. There's two ways you can fix it easily. Just go plus 45 degrees and it's going to rotate it. And then Control D again. It should take off plus 45 degrees and then just Control D all the way around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this exact shape and Control D and just make a smaller one. Now I'm going to control, see it? Okay, the other way to fix that is if you use the Smart Fill tool, the Smart Fill tool makes a new shape. So we can get rid of this shape, put that shape over there. I'm going to go ahead and left click. I'm going to leave it black. And then I can Control D and you see the rotation's at 0 because we're using a new shape that the Smart Fill tool made. And now I'm going to rotate it 22.5 degrees. Now I'm going to Control D and it does it again, but I'm going to delete that one and I'm going to take this one. I'm going to go Control D plus 45 and then Control D, Control D, Control D. And then I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay. I'm going to take them all. Now this one's going to be different than the one I did. I had them touching in the center. I'm going to make everything black by left clicking. I'm going to take away the outline by right clicking. I'm going to go up to object and I'm going to go to group and I'm going to reduce it in size. Then I've got to go, if you watch parts 1 and 2, you got to turn it into a bitmap for this to work. Doesn't really matter what setting or what color. And because it's that, then we can do effect to it that's called distort and offset. And you get that right there. The one thing I forgot to do is to make a copy of this. I'm going to make a duplicate of that. Now get this back, go back, distort, offset, and I'm going to call that good. I'm just going to say okay. Now that's in the center of the page. So I can reduce this one in size by holding down the shift key, grow inwardly, and then I can put it in the center of the page. Now this one's going to be quite a bit different than the other one, but it's still going to be cool. And I think that's about right. You could actually take this and rotate it 22.5 degrees to get the shorter points facing the longer points. I'm going to Control G to group this, and I want it something even, so I'm going to make it, see it's already even, so I can lock my ratio right here, and I can just go like 5 inches. Now I'm going to set my nudge distance on 4.98. And if you didn't watch part 1 or 2, that gets rid of the line between them. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate. And that's big enough. And then I can go Control D again, or I can hit the plus key easier. And then I can go, see how it put the outside edges are now making centers. I'm going to do one more so we have a perfect square. I can at any time reduce it in size. Now I put yellow behind this, and that's pretty easy and almost mandatory in this case, because on this one I had, well, I guess it would have leaked right there. See how it's a bitmap? So I can select all this right now and group it together just for putting in the center of the page. And then I can hold down the shift key and double click on the rectangle tool, and it put a rectangle there. I can make the rectangle yellow. I can take away the outline, and then I can move it over. Then I'm going to go to object order backup page. And that way we have a yellow. Now this one's quite a bit different than the one before, but it's still pretty cool. In those indexing lines, you can see I'll take them away. That's a pretty cool endless pattern. And you could do anything with that, any size, any length, for printing, or use any kind of, basically any kind of logo that you want. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.